it's Galfi Galfette. Today I'm going to talk to you about templates. Templates are the basis of a project with a certain number of things put in place to make it life easier. Cubase comes with templates as standard. You can find them by creating a new project. Go to File, New Project, or by going directly to the hub. So you have templates for a variety of situations: recording, sheet music, production, mastering, and your own templates in the More tab. Now you may want or need to create your own templates. I'll show you how. I am going to prepare a template for a rock style project. I start by opening a new project. I save it in a templates folder for easy retrieval. So I know I'll need guitars, bass, drums, maybe a synth and vocals. I start by creating group tracks, one per instrument type. I also know that there will be at least one guitar solo and that during the solo I'd change my bass sound. So I had two more groups, guitar solo and bass solo. The advantages of these groups are twofold. First, I'll be able to route audio and instrument tracks to the groups reserved for them. And secondly, rather than applying EQ, compressors, and other effects to each track, I apply them to the group track, which takes up less CPU resources and is easier to manage. I'm also going to need several tracks that I call utilities, such as an arranger track, a tempo track, a chord track, and a roll track, which units are in seconds. You'll notice that each new track is a different color. As I explained in another video, colors in Cubase, I set in the preferences that each new track would be a random color. So go to Edit, Preferences, Console, and Track Color option, and here I choose Random Color. Next, I know I'm going to have rhythm guitar in stereo, so two tracks, one on the left and the other on the right. So I create two audio tracks, Rhythm Guitar L and Rhythm Guitar R, and set the panning accordingly. I route these two tracks on the GTR group. There are several ways of doing this. If the group hasn't already been created, you can select your tracks, right-click, and select Add Selected Tracks to Group Track. If the group already exists, you can open the track properties by clicking on the small E here and define the output. And if you have several tracks to add, as here, the easiest way is to open the console with F3, select the tracks, click Routing, press Shift and Alt, and select the group. Your tracks are then routed to the group. I add two audio tracks for the bass, one for my standard bass and the other for the bass during the solo, and route them to the relevant groups. Same thing with the instrument tracks for drums and synth. For the drums, I use Easy Drummer, but you can use Groove Agent or samples from the media bay, in which case you may need several audio tracks for kick, snare, toms, etc. Finally, an audio track for vocals. Now I'll add the VSTs I need for each track. For the guitars, I know we'll need compression, an EQ, and probably a reverb for the lead guitar. As you can see, you have several choices for each category. I'd advise you to do some tests beforehand to choose the effect that suits you best. For rhythm guitar, a basic compressor will do, as will Studio EQ. For lead guitar, I keep Studio EQ but add a black valve compressor and Roomworks reverb. For the bass, same thing, compression and EQ. I add a tuner for quick tuning before recording. For the solo bass, things get more complicated. I know I'm going to use light distortion, so I place a neutral compressor at the beginning of the signal with my EQ set to precision bass, given that my main bass is of the precision type. For those who are curious, it's a 1983 Yamaha BB 1200S. I place a second compressor at the end of the signal to smooth things out. For synth and drums, compressor, EQ, and reverb are all you need. For vocals, we're going to simplify life with Cubase 13's VocalChain plugin, a real toolbox dedicated to vocals. So to sum up, I have all the tracks I need for my project. These tracks are routed to the appropriate group tracks, and the group tracks are already equipped with the effects I need. So my template is ready. I go to File, Save as Template, give it a name, and that's it. If you have questions or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll see you soon for new tutorials.